The 1998 Australian Rally Super Series has reached the halfway mark. The Falken Tyres Rally of Queensland. In a season which has produced the fastest and tightest competition in the Australian Rally Championship's 31 years, another record has been broken. 94 teams entered, an all-time high, including 31 turbocharged four-wheel drive vehicles, 7 world-class Formula 2 entries, and 9 Bridgestone Corolla Cup cars. It was going to be a tough battle over 178 demanding, competitive kilometres. After clean sweeping the championship so far in his Subaru Impreza WRX, that's victory in all 4 heats in Coffs Harbour and Perth, Possum Bourne was fully aware that victory at Caloundra would put him in the box seat for a 3rd straight national title.
I find this a very difficult rally, personally, and it's going to be very, very hard to pull any time at all, and I think a second here and a second there is probably going to win it.
Neil Bates tested extensively in his Toyota Corolla World Rally car in the lead-up to the Falken Tyres Rally. Every extra tenth of a second would be vital to his winning on the Sunshine Coast.
Obviously, this weekend's quite important that we get a good result and try and peg back some points in the championship.
Queensland marked the return to the Australian Rally Super Series of 2 of the sport's best teams and drivers, Michael Guest and Wayne Bell. Former Asia-Pacific Formula 2 champion, Bell brought his highly modified Hyundai Coupe kit car to Queensland. The veteran had recently finished 4th in class at the World Championship Rally of Portugal.
2 days after this event, we leave for Greece in the Acropolis Rally, and I'm using this as a bit of fine practice for myself just prior to going to Greece, so that's why we're here.
Bell would be at a distinct advantage in his World Championship Formula 2 car. Rick Bates' dominance in the Super Series surely at risk. Dean Herridge, Ross McKenzie, Simon Evans, Lee Peterson and defending national small car champ Brett Middleton all had to perform. Queensland would see a great battle between 5 manufacturers. Michael Guest was back in the driver's seat after 6 months. The defending twice production car champion brought his Les Walton team Subaru to the Falken Tyres Rally for only its 3rd appearance.
It's the longest break that I've had in 9 years of rallying, and it's been good. I'm really hungry this weekend and keen to get out there, and you know, we've got a lot more development work to do with the car, and that's what we're here to do.
After a class win in the Respect Yourself Forest Rally in Perth, Cody Crocker was confirmed to drive the Group N Impreza for the Subaru team, and he had an advantage. Subaru had hired one of the world's best co-drivers. Tony Circum, winner of the Asia-Pacific Championship with Possum Bourne, became an on-board instructor to Crocker and regular co-driver Greg Folletta to teach the art of pace noting.
Tony's going to be a great help to the team, and he's flown in from Malaysia just this week actually, and from another event, and yeah, we're really looking forward to having him in the car. He's really helpful.
I'm enjoying myself. A couple of very keen young kids here and show a lot of talent, and hopefully my experience can give them a little bit of a hand.
Young names are now a common occurrence in the production car section. Drivers such as Martin Lintott, David West and current Group N Super Series leader Spencer Lowndes have all quickly established themselves in the sport.
I think you've got to finish every round. It's all about consistency. It's not necessarily the fastest person who's going to win the championship overall.
Not to be outdone, experienced drivers John Guazdaway of Queensland and Northern New South Wales veteran Paul Kennedy, both keen to stop the young guns in their tracks. In the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup, John Long was out to extend his lead from Miles Sandy, Stuart Reid and Mark Haybittle. Haybittle stunned the rally, making the Australian debut of the recently released Evo 5 Mitsubishi Lancer.
It was a must. So once we got the car, to get it out there before anyone else did, do the testing and try and come back with some results.
A huge crowd lined the main street of the city of Caloundra to send the cars away on the Friday night. The fireworks on the start ramp would precede the fireworks on the 18 special stages over the next 2 days. On the site of the Greg Norman-designed Pelican Waters golf course, Neil Bates and Coral Taylor made the most of the boggy conditions to beat Possum Bourne and Craig Vincent by 2 seconds. In slow motion, watch the cars through a section. collection of S's, with a contrast to Neil Bates' Corolla. Like Bourne's Group A WRX, Bates' Corolla World Rally car sprints out of even the toughest corners. Its active differentials, the key to unrelenting traction. In this section, the two are almost equal. Michael Guest's production class WRX also has turbocharging and four-wheel drive, but with passively set differentials, he's at a distinct disadvantage. Almost half a car length in this short distance, and over the entire 6-kilometre stage, Guest was 8 seconds slower. Take away active diffs, turbocharging and rear-wheel drive, and the Formula 2 drivers have to work hard to keep up. Despite keeping plenty of momentum through corners, the Bell Hyundai was more than a car length behind and 24 seconds slower over the entire stage. Bell would aim to make up that time on the harder packed roads around the forests of the hinterland town of Inville. The special Stage 2, Branch, and Neil Bates extended his lead, grabbing another 2 seconds from Possum Bourne. Over the next two stages, Forest Drive Short and Forest Drive Long, Bates grabbed a further 6 seconds and led by 10.
So that's 6 on Chris. Into best 5.5, 30, caution right forward.
The car felt very skaty. It had quite a fine sand on top and it was very slippery.
Just 100 metres after the start of the Forest Drive stages came a deep water crossing. It quickly claimed a number of victims.
Recrossing. Come on, baby. Water must have got... Come on.
The Corolla of Simon Evans joined Spencer Lowndes, Rick Bates' Charade, and the Honda of Brett Middleton on the sidelines. The Formula 2 class had been decimated.
Something's fallen off. Bare left 5.
Lowndes and Evans fell away while fixing their problems. Charging, the Corolla driver tried too hard. 3 hair-raising spins on the one stage. In the production car section, Michael Guest quickly built a 12-second break over John Guastaway, with Cody Crocker a further 13 seconds behind.
I think the new tyres that we did a lot of work testing the other day are working quite well, especially on this surface.
In Formula 2, the forest roads suited the kit car version of the coupe. Wayne Bell jumping out to a handy 14-second break over Lee Peterson. The less modified Hyundai of Dean Herridge and Daihatsu of Ross McKenzie tied 6 seconds behind.
I don't know exactly how much we're leading by, but I did expect to be leading, yeah, but not by a great margin, no.
John Long continued his fantastic form in the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup, sitting 4th outright and 18 seconds ahead of the Impreza of local Steve Scott and the Possum Bourne-built WRX of Miles Sandy. Then came the pivotal point in the first heat. Special Stage 5, 300 LA, was a testing 15-kilometre Ridge Road challenge. Possum Bourne's crew made substantial adjustments to the rear suspension, and the Subaru driver went on maximum attack. It was the drive of the day. In just one stage, Bates' 10-second lead had been reduced to 1. Bourne's amazing drive made even more remarkable when he was forced to swerve to avoid stray cattle.
I didn't like the way it was handling before. We changed a couple of things, and the car felt a lot better, gave me more confidence, and so I attacked a bit harder, and there's a result.
On the next stage, Bourne took another second from Bates. The pair tied, and the heat once again up for grabs. Bates went out hard, but mid-stage he spun. Another spin, just 300 metres down the road, was a signal that it was not driver error.
I was sure we had a flat in there. There's got to be something wrong with the drive. We actually spun twice. On left hand, as soon as you put your foot down, it just looped.
In service, the problem was tracked to a broken rear shock absorber. Bourne had a clean run, and now a near insurmountable 45-second lead. The first leg finished in the twilight hours. For the production car drivers, the night brought 2 major disappointments. Cody Crocker and Tony Circum's production car Subaru parked in the middle of Stage 9, Barumba, with electrical failure.
Now we started the Stage 9 and it was running pretty badly for the start for about 5 kilometres in, and then heading down a hill we just lost all power, cruised to a halt basically, and now we're working on it, trying to sort it out, and hopefully we'll be in tomorrow.
Michael Guest and Mark Stacey's first position in the section and their 3rd outright place slipped from their grasp on the final stage of the day. their Impreza WRX lost drive and they slipped to 5th place outright and 2nd in class, 5 seconds behind John Goastaway and Alan Bates.
The last 2 stages I've done with only rear-wheel drive. We had a broken front left-hand drive shaft at the start of the second last stage, so we had to do nearly 30 kilometres competitive, only rear drive, and it's cost us a couple of minutes. And Group N, very disappointing because I think we deserved to win today.
It hasn't been a bad day. Yeah, we were happy with second, and Mike had a couple of problems in the last couple of stages, and looks like we've got first. So it's a good start for the weekend.
Paul Kennedy and Ken Barron came in a minute and a half behind in 3rd. John and Damien Long's fast and consistent run brought them 3rd place outright and 1st in the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup. The Longs have become the class of the privateers. The WRX of Miles Sandy and Michelle Murphy, 3.5 minutes behind, with locals Bruce Dummett and Tom Smith 3rd. Wayne Bell and Ian Stewart won Formula 2, 2 minutes behind the Hyundai, the Daihatsu of Ross McKenzie and Paul Vandermeer, with Lee Peterson and Graham Leg Stoker 10 seconds further back.
We didn't come here to prove anything, we just come here to enjoy ourselves and to, as I said, get some practice for Greece.
Simon Evans was still competing, but a near rollover quickly brought back his pace.
Left 2.5 over.
Neil Bates and Coral Taylor enjoyed dust-free conditions on the final stage to grab back 8 seconds from Possum Bourne and Craig Vincent. However, Heat 1 belonged to the Subaru team. The final margin, 42 seconds to the Corolla.
You just, grit the teeth and listen, concentrate and get on with it. You can usually get a pretty good time down there. And I also picked that other stage tonight, the second to last one, as the 2 key stages in the rally, which we really attacked.
Day 1 over. A 6 a.m. start would greet competitors for Heat 2, and ahead, another 78 competitive kilometres over 8 special stages. Safety is a major priority in rallying. During long special stages in hospitable country, crucial to have the right measures in place in the case of an accident. The Australian Rally Super Series is trialling a dedicated medical and safety team, the FIV, or First Intervention Vehicle Team.
Firstly, they're a rapid response unit, so they can go into an incident very quickly. And the second thing, it saves putting local ambulances all around the course, which obviously takes away resources.
Each FIV team carries essential equipment to stabilise patients before an ambulance reaches the scene.
Well, we carry quite a large range of equipment designed for first intervention. This is a cardiac monitor defibrillator. We've got a selection of stiff neck collars in case of neck injury. We've got some oxygen resuscitation equipment, which is provided by Laerdal. And we've also got a large trauma medical kit.
The FIV team set themselves high standards in terms of response times and their knowledge of motorsports injuries.
If anyone has any major trauma, we act as the first response at the time to provide advanced life support before they get to hospital. This really means that they can be stabilised, have the best care from the beginning to when they reach the hospital.
After initial beginnings at Targa, Tasmania 4 years ago, the FIV team will be used at 4 of the 5 Super Series events. Day 2 of the Falken Tyres Rally Queensland was to see every stage record shattered. It was an electric event. Neil Bates and Possum Bourne tied the day's opening special stage, 300 LA. Their time, an incredible 18 seconds quicker than Possum's Saturday mark. On the second stage, Woodbird, Bourne grabbed a 2-second break from Bates, a time 9 seconds faster than Heat 1. 94 cars had swept the roads clean, and they were in excellent condition.
It's better than 2 seconds down, that's for sure. Every second we'll take with both hands.
The opening stage claimed the Honda Civic of Brett Middleton and Andrew Benefield. A blown head gasket and a non-finish on day 1 severely damaged Middleton's hopes of defending his Formula 2 title.
We're out, mate. The temperature's gone through the roof. Has it? Yeah.
Also out after stage 1, fellow Formula 2 runners Ross McKenzie with overheating problems, and Lee Peterson also broke down. Wayne Bell's pace was breaking the opposition. Michael Guest set the pace immediately in the production section from the WRX of Cody Crocker. John Goastaway, spectacular in 3rd position. On a tight budget, he was driving on second-hand tyres and fighting for grip. Chasing his 6th straight heat victory in the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup, John Long quickly established a 20-second break from a charging Miles Sandy, with David West third. 13 is not Wayne Bell's lucky number. Last year, he rolled on special stage 13 at both API Rally Australia and the FAI Rally of Canberra. In Heat 2, Bell passed through stage 13 without incident. The Hyundai was coming under attack, though, from the ever-improving Corolla of Simon Evans, which trailed by just 10 seconds.
We had a really good first stage. We were fastest of the F2 cars in front of us, except for Bally, of course, but yeah, we seem to have their measure, which is good, so we'll take it again, same pace this stage, and see what happens.
Dean Herridge was a further 20 seconds back, struggling with the gearbox without third gear, and Super Series leader Rick Bates on his hammer. The largest field ever in the Bridgestone Corolla Cup entered the Rally of Queensland. 9 crews faced off against each other, with Roman Watkins winning the weekend from Steve Forsberg and Jason Slott.
There are probably more cars, front-running cars here than there are in F2. So there's almost 10 cars here. So, I mean, yeah, the competition is absolutely fierce.
Steve Winwood had a fantastic weekend in his Aussie-class Falcon. In his best drive since last year's Falken Tyres Rally of Queensland, Winwood took victory from fellow Falcon driver Andrew Murdoch, with Jeff Full's Commodore third. 2 stages remaining, and Wayne Bell had broken away to establish a 44-second break over Simon Evans in Formula 2. That was extended when Evans suffered an electrical problem after a hairpin right-hand bend on the Forest Drive stage. The same corner nearly ended Dean Herridge's rally, his gearbox now nearly full of neutrals. Martin Lintott damaged electrics at the creek crossing a few hundred metres before the corner. Bell now had a 59-second lead over Formula 2 Super Series leader Rick Bates. The Daihatsu Series long dominance now overwhelmed by the World Championship car. Cody Crocker would not give up. He won Forest Drive, but the Les Walton prepared Michael Guest car was already 37 seconds in front. John Guazdaway lay a further 28 seconds back in third. John Long was under pressure in the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup from Miles Sandy. Sandy resorting to extreme measures to bridge the 24-second gap. David West a further 14 seconds behind the privately entered Subaru. The battle for the lead, intriguing. On the Barumba stage, Possum Bourne was a staggering 39 seconds quicker than his Saturday mark over 18 kilometres. The WRX driver 8 seconds quicker than Neil Bates, and the Subaru now led by 13 with 2 stages remaining. Bates abandoned caution. The Toyota driver hit back on the Forest Drive stage. In one of the best high-speed battles Australian rallying has seen, Bates recorded a time 32 seconds quicker than his stage record on Saturday, and closed the gap with Bourne to 6 seconds.
He had a 13-second lead on us coming into this stage, so all we could do was try our best in this one and see where we end up.
No problem at all. I'm surprised he was that much quicker. We just went for a steady run, didn't do anything silly.
With just the final 6.2 kilometre stage at Pelican Waters to run, the rally was a cliffhanger. Bourne was now fully aware that one mistake, like the one in Perth, could cost him the event. Neil Bates was the first of the leaders to take on Pelican Waters. His time of 4 minutes 37, not enough. Possum Bourne attacked. He won the stage by 4 seconds from Bates to take his 6th straight heat win of the year and extend his unbeaten run in the Super Series to 7 events, beginning last year in Queensland.
Every rally you seem to find another couple of seconds here and there out off your speed, and that's what it's all about, you know, just trying to dig deep and trying to get the most out of yourself.
For Neil Bates and Coral Taylor, it was 2nd place for the 5th time this year.
We swapped stage times, sort of worked out in Possum's favour, and you know, we'll just have to go back to the next event and try a bit harder.
In the outright standings, Possum Bourne now heads Neil Bates by 40 points. John Long's great performance in the Windscreens O'Brien Privateers Cup, maintaining his 3rd place outright. Michael Guest and Mark Stacey won the production car section by 26 seconds from Cody Crocker and Tony Sercombe, with John Gawasdaway and Alan Bates a further 34 seconds behind.
This weekend was a hard battle. The competition's picked up and we won, so I'm really happy, yeah.
Spencer Lowndes and Patrick Mollison finished 4th in class to hold on to their production car Super Series lead. In a tight battle, Lowndes leads by 2 points from Paul Kennedy, with Gawasdaway just a single point further back. Wayne Bell and Ian Stewart took a 1-minute 44-second victory over the Daihatsu of Rick Bates and Jenny Britton. The charade would have been closer if not for an alternator problem which incurred a 35-second late time penalty. Justin Middleton and Paul Helms Corolla third.
I do feel very confident now going into the next rally in Europe, so that was the whole exercise for this event, was to build up my confidence before we go overseas.
Rick Bates leads the Formula 2 standings by 24 points from teammate Ross McKenzie, with Dean Herridge third. In the Manufacturers' Championship, Subaru has strengthened its position. Daihatsu and Toyota tied 35 points behind. The Australian Rally Super Series now crosses Bass Strait for the penultimate round, the Saxon Safari outside Hobart. For Neil Bates, victory is the only option if he's to stop Possum Bourne from winning his 3rd straight Australian Rallying Championship title.